Hello, thank you for joining me. My name is Jessica Kirwan, and I'm the Assistant Director of Research Administration in the Department of Neurology at the University of Florida. I coordinate educational programs for UF Neurology's Memory Disorders Clinic. I am here to share practical strategies for creating more supportive environments for individuals living with Alzheimer's disease and related dementias, as well as for their caregivers. Our focus is on becoming a dementia-friendly business. That could mean a retail store, a hospitality setting, a health provider's office, or even an internal work team. The goal is the same: to recognize needs, communicate respectfully, and foster an environment of dignity and understanding. By the end of our brief session, you'll walk away with 3 key skills: how to recognize signs of Alzheimer's disease and related dementias, how to communicate more effectively and compassionately, and how to create a more welcoming space for customers, clients, guests, and coworkers. You do not need to be a medical expert to make a difference. Your role is to notice, support, and help maintain someone's dignity during what may be a very challenging moment. What is dementia? Dementia is not a specific disease. It's a collection of symptoms related to the decline in cognitive functions like memory, reasoning, and language. These symptoms interfere with daily life and decision-making. The key thing to understand is that dementia affects people in many different ways. Some individuals might struggle to remember recent conversations. Others may have difficulty navigating familiar places, managing money, or understanding what day or time it is. In some cases, dementia also impacts behavior and emotions. A person might become withdrawn, agitated, or overly fearful, not because they're trying to be difficult, but because they're trying to make sense of a world that's becoming harder to understand. Think of it this way. Imagine being dropped into a foreign country where the language, customs, and signs no longer make sense to you. That's what some people with dementia experience daily. When we talk about dementia, we often think of Alzheimer's disease, and for good reason. It's the most common form, but there are others too. Vascular dementia, often caused by strokes or reduced blood flow to the brain. Lewy body dementia, which may include hallucinations and Parkinsonian movement. Frontotemporal dementia, which affects younger individuals and impacts personality or judgment more than memory. The number one risk factor is age. But here's the important part. Dementia is not a normal part of aging. Most older adults will never develop it. And individuals living with dementia can and do remain active in their communities for many years, visiting stores, going to restaurants, engaging in services. So they're very likely to walk through your doors at some point. By becoming more dementia aware, your business can help them feel supported, safe, and welcome. Let's talk about how dementia might show up in day-to-day interactions. In the following slides, I will list some common signs of dementia and how they differ from normal aging. A person with dementia may repeat the same question or story within a few minutes. They might appear disoriented, asking where they are, even in a familiar place. They may struggle with vocabulary, pausing or substituting the wrong words. You may notice they are inappropriately dressed, such as wearing a winter coat in July or sandals in freezing temperatures. They may seem anxious, frustrated, or afraid, especially if they're overwhelmed by a crowd or can't find what they're looking for. These behaviors can be misunderstood as rude, inattentive, or odd, but they're not intentional. They are symptoms of a condition, and our response can either escalate or de-escalate the situation. When communicating with someone who may be living with dementia, a few techniques can help. Approach from the front and make eye contact. Sudden appearances or touches from behind can be startling. Speak slowly, clearly, and calmly. Use short sentences and simple words. Allow time for responses. Silence might feel uncomfortable to you, but it gives the person time to process. If they're confused, don't argue or correct harshly. Gently redirect or reassure them. Meet people where they are. If someone asks, "Where's my mom?" instead of saying, "She passed away years ago," you could say, "Tell me about your mom. What's her name?" If we're in the month of April and they become distressed about planning a Christmas event, you could say, "I love the holidays. What is your favorite food to serve?" Such responses validate their emotions without causing distress. The heart of all these strategies is compassion. When we respond with empathy instead of correction, we build trust and reduce fear. You may not be able to fix the confusion, but you can ease the moment. A calm voice, a kind word, and a willingness to meet someone where they are, that's what truly makes the difference. Now let's shift to the physical environment. Dementia can make spaces feel unfamiliar, even frightening. Small changes can make your location much more accessible. Clear signage is critical. Use large, high contrast text with symbols. For example, a picture of a toilet for the restroom sign. Make sure entrances are obvious and don't look like exits. Avoid visual clutter. A space packed with products, displays, or loud decorations can be overstimulating. Provide predictable lighting. Avoid flickering fluorescents or overly dim corners. Keep floors and pathways clear and level. Use minimal patterning that could be perceived as steps or holes. Consider that caregivers may have to accompany their person with dementia to the restroom. Can you provide a family-friendly restroom? Designating quiet areas can be a lifesaver for someone who feels overwhelmed. In a waiting room or retail space, offer a place to sit and rest. Even a simple bench helps someone feel safe. Reduce loud music or background noise. Dementia affects auditory processing, so too much noise can make someone feel panicked. Think about how someone with vision changes or processing difficulties might experience your business. Your lighting, sound, and layout choices shape their experience. You might be wondering, why make all these changes? The truth is, dementia-friendly practices don't just benefit those with dementia. Families and caregivers notice, and they'll return to places where they feel understood and safe. Your reputation in the community will grow. People talk about compassionate businesses. And your staff will benefit from a calm environment that helps them do their jobs with more confidence and less stress. Investing in these practices isn't just the right thing to do, it's good business. We must also recognize the vital, often invisible role of caregivers. Many caregivers are under immense pressure, balancing jobs, parenting, errands, and the physical and emotional demands of caregiving. When a caregiver brings a loved one into your business, they may appear distracted or stressed, struggle to complete transactions while tending to the person with dementia, become overwhelmed if their loved one becomes agitated in public. Your role? Be patient, offer space, use a non-judgmental tone, give them dignity. If someone is distressed, provide a quiet place or ask discreetly if you can help. Compassion doesn't cost anything, but it means everything. Being a dementia-friendly workplace means being dementia-friendly to your colleagues. Let's also take a moment to think about your coworkers. 1 in 6 American workers is a caregiver, and many are caring for someone with dementia. Your colleague may be running on very little sleep, managing medications and appointments before or after work, grieving even as their loved one is still alive. You may not know they're caregiving. That's why workplace compassion is key. Be kind if someone seems tired or distracted. Be flexible when possible. A supportive workplace makes all the difference for someone silently carrying that burden. Occasionally, you may encounter a situation where someone with dementia becomes disoriented, distressed, or even lost in your business. In these moments, your instinct might be to call security or the police, but I encourage you to pause and assess first. Many individuals with dementia may misinterpret law enforcement presence, uniforms, loud voices, or even flashing lights as threats. This can lead to fear, escalation, or behaviors that are misunderstood. Here's what you can do. If a caregiver is nearby, involve them first. Speak calmly and clearly. Hi there, can I help you find someone or something? Offer a quiet place to sit and wait. Ask gently if they have an ID, medical bracelet, or a phone with emergency contacts. If you or the caregiver is in need of assistance, consider calling the Alzheimer's Association's helpline, which is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. When you call, you will be connected to a real, live human being. Now, if you must contact law enforcement for safety reasons, be specific when calling. Say, we have an individual here who appears disoriented and may have dementia. They're not aggressive or dangerous, but they seem confused and may need medical or family support. Such wording helps first responders de-escalate the situation and approach with compassion. Locally, we're fortunate to have a joint program between Meridian Behavioral Healthcare and law enforcement that trains officers to better support individuals experiencing mental health crises, including dementia-related incidents. Programs like these are changing the landscape of emergency response and can make a huge difference. Thank you for attending this educational session and for working to make your business more dementia-friendly. Remember, our goal is to keep everyone safe, supported, and treated with dignity. If you would like more information on how to create a dementia-friendly business or workplace, please feel free to contact me. I can also help in providing information about UF Neurology's Memory Disorders Clinic. Thank you.